Welcome to On the Mat with Lydia. Thank you for being here. As I mentioned, this is an all levels flow. So, like with any of my classes, take things at your own pace. Do what feels right for your body this morning. And if you want to add props into your practice, feel free to grab them. I always like to have just a little something nearby in case I need it. So, if you have blocks, blankets, bolsters, whatever you got, go ahead and grab it. When you're ready, we're going to start off in a seated position on the mat. So take a moment to get comfy cozy here. Find that comfortable seat for you. As you settle in, just taking a few deep breaths, maybe rolling the shoulders back and down a couple times. And lifting up tall through the crown of your head, allowing your gaze to soften or your eyes to close. And allowing yourself these few moments to pause here at the beginning of our practice. And within this pause, this is your time to really arrive onto the yoga mat. Letting go of anything that's already happened today. Letting go of any plans to come. Allowing yourself to reside in the powerful moment that is now. And as we move through our practice today, we'll be moving for about an hour together. I encourage you to start to let go of any rigidity, any rules that you've placed around your yoga practice, your body, yourself. Dropping all of those rules, all of those kind of expectations, judgments, regulations. And opening up a little bit more space for flow, for organic movements, for you to simply be. So this process of shedding to make space begins with your breath. With your exhales, imagine releasing any stuck energy out through your pelvis, out through the soles of your feet. And as you inhale, feel yourself taking in that breath, expanding through the belly, ribs, and chest. And finding just a few more breaths here all together. Coming into this place here and now, sharing this virtual space. And all as one, let's take one more inhale through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Beautiful. At the bottom of that exhale, I invite you to bring your hands together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. If your eyes are closed, they can stay closed, or you might open them, start to readjust to the light in your space. Interlacing your fingers, open your elbows out wide, take a big inhale, stretching across the chest. As you exhale, push your palms forward, let your spine round, tucking the chin. Next, inhale, lifts your palms up to the sky, feel a length through the sides of your waist. As you exhale, let's lean it over to the right, find a side stretch. Awesome, inhale, come back up through center, lift up top. Exhale, up and over to the left, side bend. And again, inhale up through center. As you exhale, draw your elbows down to either side of you. Let your chest move forward and up, little back bend. Inhale, reaching your fingertips back behind you, keeping the heart lifted. And as you exhale, palms meet together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. Let's keep going with that flow, starting to warm up the shoulders and spine. So with your breath, inhaling to interlace your fingers, elbows go wide. Exhale, push the palms forward, rounding through your spine. Inhale, arms up, getting tall. Exhale, up and over to the right, find your side stretch. Again, inhale, back up through center. Exhale, up and over to the left. Inhale, up through center. As you exhale, cactus your arms, lift your heart. Inhale, fingertips drop back behind you, keep lifting the chest. And exhale, hands meet together in front of your heart. One more time, inhaling, open the elbows out wide. Exhale, push the hands forward, draw your navel in as you lean back. Inhale, lifting up tall, hips stay rooted. Exhale, leaning over to the right for your side bend. Inhale, lifting up through center. Exhale, up and over to the left. Inhale, up through center one more time. Exhale to cactus your arms broad in the collarbones. Inhale, fingertips drop back behind you, stay lifted. Exhale, hands through heart center, nice neutral spine. Take a moment here to tuck your chin, eyes can stay open or closed. And here we'll seal in our intention for the practice today. So as you call up your intention, you might take the one that I have offered you today, letting go of that rigidity and welcoming in a little bit more flow. And if there's another word or phrase that's really speaking to you today, please feel free to use that instead. Sealing that intention into the space of your heart right there behind the thumbs. Let's take one more big breath in. Complete breath out. Gently releasing your palms to the mat in front of you. Let's rock forward onto hands and knees. Find your tabletop position. And take your time with this transition, allowing your body to adjust to this new shape for us today. And maybe you choose to pad your knees with a blanket. Maybe you fold up your mat, find what feels best for your body. With your next inhale, let's move into our cow pose, drawing the shoulders back, letting the tailbone lift. As you exhale, rounding your spine into cat, pushing away from the mat with the hands and feet. Then again, inhale, arching your back, find your cow pose. Exhale, rounding your spine, lifting the navel, find your cat. One more like that. Inhale for your cow pose. And exhale for your cat pose. Now with your next inhale, lifting your heart, find your cow pose. As you exhale, round your spine towards cat. As you do, start to shift your hips back towards your heels, almost like child's pose. Now, instead of coming straight back up, we're going to swing the hips over to the right. Draw your chest forward, take an inhale. As you exhale, move your hips over to the left and drop it back. Making some big circles here. Inhale over to the right and forward. The hips might drop now, creating more of a cobra pose. Exhale, hips over to the left and then back towards your heels. Let's take this a few more times in this direction, circling to the right, forward to the left, and back. And allowing for some freedom here in this movement. So taking these nice big circles with the hips, maybe the head and shoulders get involved a little bit as well. Allowing yourself to move in a way that really feels natural for you. Please switch directions if you haven't already. Start to circle the other way. So often in yoga, we get caught up in this kind of quote unquote perfect alignment or finding the perfect pose. But instead, I'll ask you, even if it's just for today, to let go of that idea of perfect, let go of those expectations, and instead really drop into your body, drop into the sensations. Beautiful job, everyone. The next time that your hips move back towards your heels, please stay there. Big toes come together to kiss behind you, settling down into your child's pose. And maybe your forehead rests on the mat. Maybe you bring your hands to support the head. Whatever feels best for the neck here. Taking a few moments to once again pause and take stock. Tuning into your breath, feeling into your body, reconnecting with your intention for this time on your mat today. Let's take one more inhale here. Exhale completely. With your next inhale, slowly rising up, shoulders shift over the wrists. With your exhale, coming all the way down to your mat. Feet are going to be in line with the hips or slightly wider. So it's like we're making a number 11 there with the legs. Fingertips will come out to either side of your mat. It's okay if you go off of your yoga mat here. Elbows start pointing up to the sky as your hips press down towards the earth. Take an inhale to lift your chest, draw the shoulders back, feel your elbows drop as you do so. Then as you exhale, reach your heart forward and slowly lower back down. With the breath here, inhaling, begin to lift your chest, peeling up off the mat. As you exhale, reach forward as you lower your chest back down. Let's take about 3 more rounds here, moving with your breath. Starting to tap into the strength of your upper back here. So notice if you're really using your hands to crank yourself up, see if you can take this a little bit slower so you can feel that engagement in the back muscles here. Beautiful job. The next time that you lower back down towards the mat, please pause there. Hands return to either side of your chest. Navel lifts up towards your spine. Find a little support there through the core. With an inhale, press yourself up through all fours. As you exhale, tucking toes, lift the hips, find downward facing dog. Allowing some time for organic movement here once again. So maybe that means you pedal the heels, maybe shaking the head or hips. And just like we did when we came into tabletop position, taking this time to readjust to this new shape, this new orientation for your body today. And if this is your first yoga practice of the day, then this will probably be your first inversion of the day. So really give yourself a few moments to breathe here, feeling the hips elevated over the heart. Now, keeping a soft bend in both knees, really press down through the balls of your feet. It's okay if the heels are lifted way off the mat. Lifting your navel in towards your spine, start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Take it nice and slow. Eventually dropping your heels, arriving at the back of your mat in a forward fold. Now I'll invite you to keep your knees bent a little or a lot here today. Really letting your upper body hang heavy. Rib cage coming back towards the thighs. It might even feel nice to grab opposite elbows and take a little sway side to side. Really anchoring down through the feet as you move through the upper body. Hands meet shins or thighs. Take an inhale for your halfway lift, drawing your heart forward. As you exhale, rebend your knees and fold down. Again, let's inhale, take our halfway lift, lengthening the spine. This time, as you exhale, push through the feet, rise all the way up to stand. Use your inhale to reach your arms up. As you exhale, hands come down through heart center. Pause a moment here, anchor down through your feet. Lift up tall through the crown of your head. Really feeling your body supported by the earth here. Feeling yourself supported by the muscles, the bones in your body. And taking a big breath in. Let it out. Beautiful. With an inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Take your time as you lower down. Inhale, creating your halfway lift. As you exhale, soften your knees and fold. Inhale, rising right back up with a flat back. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Sun breaths here. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, folding forward, hinging from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand, arms reach for the sky. Exhale, hands come down through your heart. One more like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. At the bottom of that exhale, find your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Now this time, as you inhale, start to walk your hands forward towards the top of your mat. We're going to arrive in our downward facing dog. So as the hands walk forward, the hips will lift up, creating that inverted V shape. Once again, pressing down through the balls of the feet, heels can be lifted. With your next inhale, sweep your right leg back behind you, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, draw your right knee forward, step your right foot up to the top of your mat. Your hands can help you to get it there. Back knee gently drops down to the earth here. Again, maybe patting that back knee. Front knee is going to be about stacked over the front ankle. It's okay if it's a little in front or behind. Now, fingertips are going to stay down to frame the foot for today. So if you want to grab some blocks, something to lift the earth up to you, feel free to go there. Here in our low lunge, let's think about letting the hips release down towards the mat. Drawing the chest forward, shoulders back, almost like we're creating that cobra pose like we did on our stomachs. Now let's take another inhale here. Now as you exhale, start to rock your hips back. Keep your chest moving forward as that right leg begins to straighten. Hands can walk back if that feels more supportive. And now as we start to feel that stretch in the back of the right leg, notice what's going on in the body. Likely, if this is your first practice of the day, you might feel a little bit of stiffness there at the back of the right thigh. That's okay. Breathe with it. There's no need to force your body anywhere it doesn't want to go. Let's stay here for another breath in, feeling into this new shape. And complete breath out. All right, let's add a little bit more flow here. As you inhale, rebending your front knee, hips can drop down as your heart lifts up. As you exhale, hips move back, heart keeps reaching forward, but now we're straightening that front leg. Again, inhale to bend your front knee, finding your low lunge. Exhale, rocking your hips back, finding this half split shape. Keep it going. Inhale, rocking forward. Exhale, rocking back. One more time like that with your breath. Looking to build just a little bit more sensation around the hips here. You're probably feeling it around the quads, the hammies. Now with your next exhale, please rock yourself back into that hamstring stretch. As you inhale, rock forward into your lunge, this time option to add a twist. Right arm lifting towards the sky. Then exhale, hand comes back down as you move your hips back. Inhale, rocking forward, create your twist, right arm up. Again, exhale, rocks you back. Inhale, coming forward, option for the twist. And one more, exhale, rocking your hips back. Inhale, coming forward, add your twist. This time we're all gonna meet here in this twist. So left hand can plant as your right arm extends towards the sky. Please tuck your back toes, lift your back knees, start to power up that left leg, keeping this twist for now. Let's take another breath in here, finding that wingspan. As you breathe out, right hand drops down to the inside of your right foot. Start to walk your hands to the left side of your mat as you turn all 10 toes, arriving into a wide-legged forward fold, facing that long edge of your mat. So big toes are about in line with one another here, and feet are a distance apart where you feel supported, you feel balanced, and you're also getting a really nice stretch here through the inner thighs into the hips. So find what that distance is for you. It's going to be a little bit different for each one of us. And then I invite you to kind of wiggle around into the hips a little bit. Maybe tilt the pelvis like cat-cow a couple times. Using that slight subtle movement just to help you kind of settle into your sweet spot here. Once you find that place that feels right for you, allowing the head to drop down towards the earth, creating this lengthening of the spine. Your hands might be supported by the mat. You might reach for blocks or maybe your ankles. We're going to stay for 3 more rounds of breath here, feeling into this stretch. Again, taking a moment for pause here. Using this pause to really take stock, soak it in. I have one more breath in here. Complete breath out. Now allowing your knees to bend quite a lot here. Bring your hands up to your hips. Take an inhale, slowly begin to rise up to stand, pushing down through your feet. Using that exhale to complete your journey, coming all the way up to stand on your mat. Left foot is going to stay as is. Right toes turn towards the top of your mat. We're setting up for warrior 2. When you're ready, front knee will bend. Hands can stay on the hips today, or you might reach out into a T. Once again, take a few breaths to kind of wiggle around into the hips a little bit. Maybe tilt the pelvis a couple times. And find that place that feels right for you. So we don't feel any kind of like clicking or crunchiness in the hips. We feel like we're just sitting into this pose. And once you find that place that feels right, that's where the muscles start to engage, turning on to support us in this pose. And let's stay for another inhale here. Exhale completely. Awesome. Inhale, please flip your right palm to the sky. As you exhale, reach up and back, find reverse warrior. As you inhale, come back through center, just passing through. Exhale brings you forward, this time right arm to right thigh, side angle. Let's keep it flowing. Inhale through your warrior 2. Exhale, reaching up and back, reverse warrior. Inhale again, passing through center. Exhale, moving forward to side angle. Once more on your own, inhale through center. Exhale, reach up and back. Inhale. Exhale, forward to side angle. Beautiful. This time, let's inhale, coming through center. Exhale, reaching up and back, find reverse warrior. Pause here. Feel that right arm reaching up and over, creating space in the right side waist. Let's add on to this stretch, starting to straighten through the right knee. Now we're going to keep a soft, tiny bend there, so we're not locking out the joint, but we're keeping our joints nice and happy here. And then press down a little bit more through your right big toe, so we still have just as much strength there through the leg. Now keeping that front knee straight, inhale, pass through center. As you exhale, reach the right arm forward, dropping down into your triangle pose. So your hand might find your shin, your thigh, a block, whatever's available to you. Feeling your hips lengthening back while the energy of your heart keeps moving forward. Now we're going to stay for a few more rounds of breath here. So if you'd like to play around with the position of that top arm, please feel free. If you're feeling like your shoulders are just really tired or tense today, you might drop the hand down. If you want a little bit more action going on through the left side waist, you might reach your arm over the left ear. You might even move the hand around a little bit, see what's happening in that shoulder. So again, there's always room to explore in all of these yoga postures, right? There's no one size fits all here. So find what feels best for you today. Tapping into the sensations in your body. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Doesn't matter if you're perfectly aligned. There's really no such thing. So let's stay for another inhale here in your expression of this pose. Stay for the exhale. Good. As you inhale, passing back through center, let's rebend the right knee. As you exhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior one more time. Stay here for the inhale. As you exhale, hands come all the way down to the mat. Step it back into your downward facing dog. Now, I'm not cueing vinyasas today, but if you'd like to take your chaturanga, please feel free. On the other side, if you're feeling like you need a little bit more rest today, then you always have the option to drop down into a child's pose, come to seated, take a less active pose. No rules here today, remember, so really allow yourself to go where you want to go. And wherever that place is for you, we'll stay for another big breath in and complete breath out. Meeting back in downward facing dog if you're not already there. No rush to get there. Using your next inhale to reach your left leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, draw the left knee forward and step your foot up to the top of your mat. Right knee gently drops down behind you, maybe cushioning that knee with a blanket. And as you settle into your lunge on this side, again, the hands are going to stay down today. So if you want to reach for some props, please feel free. Take a moment to set up through the hips, feeling that we're squaring off here. So that right hip is gently moving forward. The left hip is gently drawing back. And as you start to relax your hips towards the floor, feel your heart begin to lift, almost like your cobra pose. Let's take a big breath in here. As you breathe out, slowly moving your hips back, starting to straighten through that left leg. Maybe your hands walk back underneath your shoulders so you have this nice strong support system. Now, as your hips move back, your heart is going to keep moving forward. That way we're getting a really nice stretch through the back of the left leg and also through the low back. So let's stay for another full round of breath here, getting used to this new shape for this side of the body. And with your next inhale, rebend your front knee, rock your hips forward, coming into our lunge, starting our flow. Exhale, rocking your hips back, start to straighten through the left leg, find that half split shape. Inhale, moving forward into your lunge, heart lifts. Exhale, moving back, find that half split shape. Take a few more rounds on your own, you know what to do. Following the flow of your breath here. So really using that entire exhale to move you back, that full inhale to bring you forward. Now the next time that you inhale and bring yourself forward into your lunge, you have the option to add that twist, reaching your left arm to the sky. Then as you exhale, hand comes back down, rocking the hips back, half splits. Again, inhale to rock forward, maybe twisting through the spine. And then exhale, rocking back. Let's take 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, rocking forward, option to twist. Exhale, rocking back. Now this time as you inhale, rocking forward, finding your twist, we're all going to meet in our twist this time. So that right hand or right fist can plant, drawing your shoulder blades together. Feel this opening of your chest as you create your twist. Then that back leg is going to power up to support us here. So tucking the right toes, lift your right knee. Feel a little squeeze there at the back of the thigh. Breathing with this, let's take another inhale here. As you exhale, start to unwind your twist. Come to the inside edge of your left foot. And let's keep that momentum going. Start to turn to the right edge of your mat. Turn all 10 toes as you do so, coming into your wide-legged forward fold. So once again, finding that setup of the feet where you feel balanced, you feel supported. And you're also getting a really nice sensation around the inner thighs and the hips. Knees can be bent a little or a lot if that feels best for you. And in fact, that bend of the knees might give you a little bit more freedom around the hips. Really hinging there to find your forward fold so that your spine can lengthen. And we'll stay for about 3 more rounds of breath. Settling your hands onto the floor, onto blocks, onto the legs, wherever they feel supported. Taking one more big inhale here. Exhale, letting go of judgments, expectations. Then bending your knees even more deeply, let's lift the hands up to the hips. With an inhale, start to rise, coming up nice and slow. Using your exhale to complete this movement, eventually coming to stand in that wide-legged stance. Now that right foot is going to stay as is. The left toes are going to turn to face the top of your mat. When you're ready, bending your front knee, arriving in warrior 2. Maybe arms reach out to a T. Again, first few breaths here. This is your time to explore this shape. So maybe you readjust the feet, maybe you wiggle around into the hips. Find what feels right for your body today. And once you do find that place of center of stillness, you can pause there, take a big breath in. Complete breath out. All right, let's start to move. With your inhale, flip your left palm. As you exhale, reach up and back, find reverse warrior. Inhale, passing through center. As you exhale, keep moving the chest forward, left arm comes down, right arm overhead, side angle. Inhale, passing through center, warrior two. Exhale, reaching up and back, reverse warrior. Inhale through center. Exhale, side angle. Awesome. One more time with your breath. Flow on your own. Feeling the strong support of your legs. Staying grounded through the feet. Finding that freedom of the upper body. Next inhale, we'll meet back in center, finding that warrior two. As you exhale, reaching up and back to reverse warrior. Now really anchoring down through that right foot. Feel this energy moving up the line of the right leg. Let's start to add on to this shape by straightening through the front knee, keeping a soft bend there. Lengthening all the way through that left side waist as you stay anchored through the back foot. Let's take an inhale to come through center. As you exhale, reaching the spine forward, landing your left hand down for triangle. Now our aim here is not to touch the floor or create the prettiest pose. What we're looking for is a really nice length in the spine, and a little stretch for the hips as well. So I love this shape because not only are we getting a lot of length, but because of that length, we're asking our muscles to really work to support us here. So it's a beautiful balance of strength and grace all in one pose. So as we're here for a few more breaths, feel free to explore, maybe moving that top arm, maybe readjusting your gaze. No matter where you are, no matter what you're exploring here, keeping your breath steady. Let's take one more full breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. With your inhale, let's come back through warrior two, front knee bends. As you exhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Stay here for one more inhale, reaching up and back. Exhale, hands come all the way down to the earth. Step it back into downward facing dog. Again, you've got options here. If you'd like to come forward into your vinyasa, feel free. If you'd like to drop down into child's pose or any other shape, you can go there too. If you're loving your down dog today, feel free to stay in movement or in stillness and take a few breaths. Wherever you are, we have one more big breath in. Complete breath out. Now, from wherever you are, slowly making your way to a seated position on your mat. So moving in any way that you need to get there, taking your time through the transitions, eventually arriving in your seated position. And we're going to start by stretching both legs out long here. So again, we're making like a number 11. Take a moment to rock around, sit up tall on the sits bones. So I like to actually reach back and kind of pull the flesh of my butt cheeks out of the way so I can sit up a little bit taller. Now from there, we're going to keep the left leg straight. We're going to draw the right foot in and open the hip so that your knee comes out to the right. Right foot comes to your inner left thigh, or if that feels like a lot for the knee today, you can come down to the inner calf here. So it's like we're making our tree pose, but seated. Now let's start with our left hand on the left hip. This is simply going to act as an anchor to keep the hips moving down. As you inhale, right arm will move up, lifting your rib cage away from the hips. As you exhale, reach up and over to the outer edge of your left pinky toe. Now you have the option to bend that left knee as much as you want to, thinking less about getting your nose to your knee, thinking more about lengthening your heart forward. So we've been doing this all practice. Think about what we did in that half split shape. The hips are moving back and down, the chest is moving forward. And we're adding that reach to the outer edge of the leg just to give us a little bit of a twist, a little bit of length into that side waist here. So once you find that spot that feels right for you, however bent or straight the knee is, however deeply you're folding into the pose, doesn't really matter what it looks like, just matters how it feels for your body today. And we'll stay for about 3 more rounds of breath. Maybe closing your eyes or dropping the head down here, bringing a little bit more softness into the pose. And we're going to take a full round of breath to come out of this shape. So with your next natural inhale, begin to rise up to seated, really taking your time. Then all the way through the end of your exhale, taking that journey back up to a nice, tall, seated position. Keep your legs as they are. With an inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. As you exhale, sweep that right hand back behind you now, placing your hand behind the right hip. Think about your right shin pushing down towards the floor. As you inhale to lift your hips, reach that left arm up, creating a back bend. So we're pushing through the right hand and right shin, letting the heart lift. Taking another inhale here. As you exhale, slowly lower back down, grounding your hips on the mat. And we'll move to the other side. So switching out your legs, right leg is coming out long, drawing your left heel in. Let's open out through the hips so that your knee points out to the left. Once again, you can come up to the inner thigh or down to the inner calf, just making sure that we're not pushing into that knee joint here. And then right hand is going to start on your right hip, just to remind you to keep the hips grounded here. With an inhale, let's reach the left arm up, getting tall. As you exhale, reach up and over towards that outer edge of your right foot. So again, right knee can bend a little or a lot. We're reaching the heart forward, looking at that pinky toe. And maybe today you stay a little bit higher, especially if this is your first practice of the day, just letting your body kind of ease into this. So you might reach for the outer thigh, outer calf, or all the way down towards that outer edge of the foot. And I like to keep my right hand on the hip just as a continued reminder to send the energy of the hips back and down. If it's more comfortable for you to move that hand forward or even back behind you, feel free to go there. And with these final few rounds of breath that we have here today, taking a moment to once again check in with the sensations that are going on in your body right now. For you, they might be mild or intense. It might feel a little bit different than what you experienced on the other side of this pose. So really getting curious here, using this feedback as information that can help you to really make your yoga flow your own. letting go of those rules in favor of your own inner guidance. Now, using a full round of breath to bring you back up to seated, start moving with your inhale, slowly starting to upright the spine. And using all the way through that exhale, finally sitting up tall at the bottom of that breath out. Awesome. Inhale, left arm reaches back up to the sky. Exhale, sweeping that left arm up and back behind you. Plant your palm behind your hips. Anchoring that left shin down, take an inhale, rise your hips, sweep the right arm up. Creating a back bend here as the shoulder blades move together, and we find this expansion through the heart space. We have one more inhale here. As you exhale, slowly lower back down. No rush. Beautiful. As you arrive back on the mat, you can send that left leg out to meet your right once again. Give them a little shake. And then bending your knees, planting your feet. So let's draw the hands to the backs of the thighs. Slowly start to roll yourself back onto your back, holding onto the legs as you do. So as your hands pull on the thighs, your thighs are pushing into your hands until eventually you meet that tipping point where you're going to come all the way down onto your back and bring your legs with you, drawing knees into chest. Awesome. As you arrive here, take a moment to rock around, maybe make some circles with the knees. And for the final time in our practice today, just giving yourself a moment to adjust to this new position for the body. So feeling that support of the earth behind your back here. Feeling the sensation around your hips and low back. And let's bring this into our happy baby pose. So letting your knees open out wide, let's bring our arms to the inside edge of the legs. Option 1, you're going to reach for the shins. Option 2, you can reach for the feet. Heels will kick up to the sky as your thighs keep drawing down towards your ribs. Now, if today reaching for the shins or feet feels like a lot, either on the knees or even on the hips, instead you can reach for the backs of your thighs. And no matter what you choose here, it's going to give you that same beautiful stretch around the hips. I even feel it like into my glutes here today. So play around, see where you feel that sensation. And then you get to choose for these next few rounds of breath that we're here. You can stay in stillness, making this a little bit more like a yin posture. Or you can choose to play with it. Maybe moving around through the legs, maybe even rocking back and forth, side to side. It is called happy baby pose for a reason. So if you want to bring in that sense of playfulness, feel free to do so. We're here for about 3 more rounds of breath. Let's take our final inhale here in our happy baby. As you exhale, start to bring your legs together to meet once again in front of your chest. Arms can stretch out wide into a T or a cactus shape. Let's take an inhale here. As you exhale, slowly dropping your legs over to the right side of your mat, we're coming into our twist. So your left shoulder is going to stay glued to the mat here. So maybe you like to bring a pillow or a blanket underneath that shoulder for support. And then the legs are going to stay about stacked here. So maybe that means the hips move back a little bit towards the center of your mat. Maybe that means you bring a prop in between the legs, or maybe even just a fist there if you don't have any props. As we've been doing with all of our yoga poses today, giving yourself that time to feel into it, to readjust, so that you can find that place that works for you. Always readjusting the pose to work for your body and not the other way around. And really slowing things down here as we wind down our practice. We're going to stay for 5 more rounds of breath. You might like to close your eyes if that feels safe and comfortable, or find that soft, gentle gaze. Take one more inhale here. Exhale completely. At the bottom of your exhale, gently drawing your navel in towards your spine. Using that core support to slowly roll back onto your back. Once again, recentering your hips, lifting your knees up over your chest. We'll get ready to take that to the other side. So pause here and center as long as you'd like, but once you're ready, we'll take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, both knees drop over to the left side of your mat. Again, moving slowly, taking some time to transition. Maybe that means you add some props. Maybe you play around with the positioning of your legs or your hips. Taking those first few breaths as your time to explore. And giving yourself permission to settle into stillness. Allowing once again for your eyes to close if that feels safe and comfortable for you. Starting to soften the muscles around your face, your neck, your shoulders. Letting go of any gripping in the fingers or toes. And relaxing your low belly. Allowing for your breath to move freely down through the torso. We have a few more rounds of breath here for you to really drop into the experience of this shape here today. Let's take one more inhale here. Exhale completely. At the bottom of that exhale, gently drawing your belly button in. Using that core support as you make your way back through center, coming back onto your back. Using the next 10 rounds of breath to move in any way or make any shapes that you need to before we arrive in our Shavasana today. So letting your body move, you don't even have to make any necessarily yoga postures or yoga shapes. Just allowing yourself to get out any final little jitters before we move into that final resting pose. And this requires a deep listening to the body and a willingness to explore. Maybe for you, that means you come right into your Shavasana, ready for that rest. And if you're not already in that Shavasana, go ahead and use the next 3 rounds of breath to make that journey there. If you'd like a traditional Shavasana today, the legs will be extended out long, arms resting by your sides. But you have the option to take a different variation with the arms or legs, or you might even come up to seated if that feels better for you today. And as you find that shape that you've chosen as your resting pose today, start to settle into stillness, allowing the weight of your body to relax into the support of the earth. Allowing for your eyes to close or your gaze to soften so that you can bring your attention in towards your inner world. And we'll spend about 5 minutes in our Shavasana today. I'll be offering you a little bit of a guided visualization while we're here. So because we are doing this practice live in the morning, this Shavasana will be, yes, relaxing, but will also keep us focused and energized so that we can move into the day ahead with some clarity and with this sense of center. So as you continue to allow your body to relax into your Shavasana shape, you can bring your drishti, your focus, back to your breath. Starting to follow each inhalation as breath comes in through your nose and moves down through your body. And following each exhalation as that breath moves back up your body and out through your nostrils. Following that flow in and out, that expansion and release. And feel that as you follow the flow of your breath, each inhale and exhale is passing through this space of your heart. So following the flow of your breath, gradually beginning to shift your drishti, your attention to the space of your heart. Feeling into the energetic space of the heart, which is right at the center of your chest. Feeling how this space will move with your breath. And feeling into any energies that are living here in the heart space today. And as your focus rests here at your heart center, visualize in your mind's eye that there is a glowing golden ball of light right here resting at your heart. And you notice that as you continue to breathe this steady rhythm of your breath, that glowing golden ball of light begins to expand and contract with your inhale and exhale. So it almost looks like this ball of light is breathing with you, that gentle pulse of life. Now with your attention continuing to rest here at your heart space with this glowing golden ball of light, you notice that with each round of breath, this ball of light begins to get bigger, expanding out across your chest, moving out towards your arms, moving up towards your collarbones, expanding down towards your belly button. Watching this glowing golden ball of light continue to grow and expand. Watching that golden light expanding all the way up through your neck, across your face, all the way up to the crown of your head. That pulsing, glowing light moving down to your hips, down your legs, all the way out through the soles of your feet. Feeling this glowing golden light in your palms, your fingertips. Moving through the front of your body, the back of your body. Feeling your entire body filled with this glowing golden light. And feel that with this light, there's this feeling of vitality, this almost electric energy moving through your body. It might feel exciting, might feel joyful or playful. You might feel calm and peaceful. Notice how it feels to be filled with this glowing golden light. And as you continue to breathe, watch this glowing golden light start to come back to the heart center, gradually coming back into that sphere shape, that ball of light, growing smaller and smaller as it comes back to your heart space. Feeling yourself drawing this energy in. Feeling that vitality coming into your body, soaking it in through every cell. Knowing that this light is always within you. You can access it whenever you'd like to. Drawing your drishti back out to your breath. Following the flow of your inhales and exhales. And then drawing your drishti back into your body. Feeling your body where it rests in this space. Feeling, hearing, seeing, smelling the room around you. And when you're ready, beginning to invite some gentle movement back into your body. Wiggling fingers and toes, rolling out wrists and ankles. Beginning to move and stretch in any way that feels good as you reawaken your body. And if you're not already there, really slowly transitioning up to a seated position on your mat. And as we meet here in a comfortable seat, I invite you once more to bring your hands together in front of your heart. Remembering your intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. And knowing that if that intention still serves you, you can take it with you through the rest of your day, maybe even the rest of your week. I thank you so much for meeting me on the mat today. Namaste.